And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey, I'm Tom Vasel, and I'm by law required to review some games, and apparently this is one of them, Mr. Game. No one cares because it's a stupid name, Mr. Game. Are you kidding me? Roll, let's go. Alright, here's the beautiful game board. Whatever, each person gets a stupid pawn. They put their stupid pawn on number 1. You're going to go for a gold number 4. Okay, you can also make up whatever rules you want, so I'm not even sure why I'm explaining them to you, but whatever. On your turn, you're going to roll 2 4-sided dice. Why 4-sided dice? Because they're the hardest dice to roll. So you roll them, and you look at what you rolled, and you get to pick one of the 2 numbers to move. I rolled 2 3s, so it doesn't really matter. I then can move any way I want, so I go 1 2 3, or I can go 1 2 3, whatever. So I land on the exclamation point, and then I get to this big giant pile of cards, which I didn't even bother to really straighten out much after I threw them across the room. So you can see that there's some cards here face up, and I wish I could say I'm sorry about that. I'm just not. So you draw the top card here. During the next player turns, all exclamation points should be treated as normal spaces, and all normal spaces should be treated as exclamation part spaces. Woo! Plot twist! All right, who cares? So now the next person's going to go, and they're going to roll a 1 and a 3, so I guess they'll go 3 2. And they'll land there, except they don't get anything, so hang on, they're just going to go this way so they can get a card, because getting a card is better than nothing, I guess. Here we go. Collect everyone's cards, shuffle them. No one even has any cards. It's stupid. Let's try something else. Move to another player's space. Ooh, that sounds fun. All right, that's great. Okay, sometimes you have these red cards you can keep. Play this card to stop any player from moving. That's hilarious. Hang on, let's try that out. Okay, it's Orange's turn. Orange rolls a 4 and a 4. They start moving. No, you can't move. Haha, you idiot. All right, now the next person has Mr. Caffeine. They can combine their dice rolls for 1 roll. Yay. Oh, they got 3. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, another exclamation point. Mix up, collect everyone's cards. We already did that. Oh, a green card. Green cards are cool. They're power-ups. You put these cards in front of you. You may only use 1 dice for any kind of... What? That's a stupid power-up. Well, let's find a good one. Blinders. You can only move 1 direction each turn. You can't make a left or right turn. Oh, that's also awful. Maybe I can find a good one here. Roll both dice to move another player instead of yourself. Why would I want to do that? All right, maybe I'll find something cooler here. Add 1 to both dice values when you roll. Okay, that's great. So you put this in front of you, but obviously there are ways to get rid of that. And if you ever roll doubles, you have to lose one of these cards. So that's essentially it. There are cards that happen right away when you do it. There are cards that might change something. Hey, play this card to roll both dice. Choose one of the numbers to be the new goal. The new goal is now 3 instead of 4. And I know that you were already over here, but now you can come back. The first person to get to the goal wins. However, fortunately, they realized that this game was an awful piece of trash. So they have a bunch of variations that they make up, which are also a piece of trashes. And that's the first game I ever came that came with an FAQ that doesn't give you any answers. And it tells you to make them up. I'm done. Let's go, whatever. Now, you might have noticed, though, thus far, I put very little effort into the review. Not just no energy or anything. I mean, why should I try? Because they didn't try! Don't you sell something like this in a store. Shame on you, whatever your company name is. Margrave Games. Shame on you. Shame on you for putting this piece of garbage on the market. Because this isn't a game. They literally gave you the rules and say, well, these are kind of rules, but you own the game, do what you want. You're a lazy piece of... For crying out loud, don't tell me to make up the rules for a game. Why would I pay you to do your job? That's insanity. I do not understand that. Also, the game looks like garbage. It's like they made it with Microsoft Paint, and they took icons, and the car quality's bad, and it's awful. And then the game is like, it's like they said, okay, let's find everything. Oh, roll and move? That sounds like hot. People like that sort of thing. No. And if you do roll 4-sided dice, you roll 2 of them, pick one. So you're essentially getting a 3 or 4 almost every time. And then there's roll again spots on the boards. There are cards that make you lose a turn. There's a card that right when someone gets to a goal, I can bring them all the way back to me. It's not funny. It's stupid. I'm an adult. And I like silly kid games that provide me with some sort of challenge, whether it's dexterity or a party game where you try to do things, but rolling dice and seeing what happens and drawing cards, and then you tell me, well, you don't like that, make up your own rules. No! No! This is why people look badly on board games. This is why when someone says board game, someone goes, ha ha ha, you mean a board game. It's because they play this sort of nonsense. And you say, well, Tom, you can make funny rules and stuff. Yeah, but there are tons of games out there that are amazing. There are tons of games out there that are fun and funny, and this is not one of them. I don't like it, in case you were wondering. Mr. Game. Mr. Piece of Trash would be a better name. Of course, that would probably sell, too, in the store. In the middle of the game, when I was playing my kids, I threw the cards across the room. I was so annoyed. And they were like, Dad, you might ruin the cards. I don't care. Light this thing on fire. Now, I realize that some of the people watching this, you might like the game. And I don't mean to say anything wrong. If you like it, so be it. But I can't imagine how anyone could. I can't imagine how they're like, ooh, let's roll dice, let's make cards, and let's just use every trope that we've ever heard of. Make someone lose a turn, you can only roll one die. Go to this spot, mix everything up, rotate the board. And then we don't know what else to do, so we're going to give you another booklet and you write your own rules in it. No, no, no. Don't buy this game. I'm being serious here. You know, sometimes I'll be like, this game is not for me. This game is not for the human race. Dice out, whatever.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door.
There.